there's no wrong or doing right, as long as you can seize the fire. So let me love you while the moon is out, yeah. Bring it like nobody else. Only you can do this with my body. Your skin on mine is raising hell. Since you got into my life, I've been losing sleep. You're rushing through me like a bump of adrenaline. Since you got into my life, I've been losing sleep. You're rushing through me like a bump of adrenaline. Of adrenaline, of adrenaline. Of adrenaline, of adrenaline. I'm just one call from where you are. Did you really think I'd lose the time? I'm right from home, right from the stars. We can always take a time and head back to the start. So let me love you while the moon is low, yeah. Bring it like nobody else. Only you can do this with my body. Your skin on mine is raising hell. Since you got into my life, I've been losing sleep. You're rushing through me like a bump of adrenaline. Since you got into my life, I've been losing sleep. You're rushing through me like a bump of adrenaline. Of adrenaline, of adrenaline. Of adrenaline, of adrenaline. Let's go, babe. Let's get it on. I never had somebody do like this before. Let's go, babe. Let's get it on. I'd never had somebody do like this before. Since you got into my life, I've been losing sleep. You're rushing through me like a bump of adrenaline. Since you got into my life, I've been losing sleep. You're rushing through me like a bump of adrenaline.
Look at me now. Can you tell me you want out? I know you won't, you can't, you don't. Because this love is sacred. Even if we both hate it. And I've waited too long to waste it. So can we carry on fighting for our cause? Can we carry on timing our summers? It's gonna take a little longer. Cause you're unhappy and I'm doing much worse. So we just cut it off and fast track on earth. Can you keep holding on just a little longer? All that I do is wait for you.
All right, let's get going. Let's turn all the tunes down. Welcome in, everybody, to your non-incursion having October month, and to all of y'all, hopefully having a good time. Welcome in, y'all. It's Wednesday. We've got what we expect to be a 2-week break. No incursions. I mean, gosh, people just get to relax, kick their feet up, right? It's good. Yeah, Jason. No incursions in October. No incursions in October. For those who missed it, it was kind of buried in an announcement by Eco last night, but we got the word in yesterday morning. No incursions will be happening. I did announce it to a few people in my Discord, but now I'm kind of coming out right here, like in front of your faces, to say it. So yeah, no incursions this month. So more reasons to join Discord, I guess. Yeah, so we're going to have the introduction of the new version of territory. All right, music is fine, so I can take this off my head. Introduction of new territory is going to be kind of the focal point this month here in October with our new arc dropping. We'll see if we get 1 week or 2 week break, right? But we shall wait and see. How are you supposed to get strike team? Through incursions, Charles. But you don't have incursions this time around. But the good news is, Charles, is strike team doesn't matter anymore. We've already we've outdated them. We'll go ahead and do poll here. I don't know the next time I'm gonna run a rare, so I'm gonna do a single poll. Start doing all my dailies and answering y'all's questions because it's been a topsy-turvy, uppy-downy month. But I'm sure a lot of people are gonna be happy about no incursions, and believe it or not, be a lot of people who are upset about no incursions. Personally, I was looking forward to incursions, but I realized that I'm Rev, and that's just kind of normal par for the course for me. But no incursions this month. So if you are one of those people who don't like incursions, celebrate. You don't have it to do it this month. One day of the month that you get to stay in Star Trek Fleeky Man and mine. Yeah, yay. Thank you. You'll be missing incursions. Yeah, I mean, I like what incursions could be, I guess. I'm in love with an idea, right? But yeah, that's just life. Ben, good to see you. Welcome on in. So much for using incursions, loot exo to stock up a Voyager stuff. Yeah, that's one of the best things about incursions is that loot exo comp. And that 1 hour you have to go out and kind of gallivant around the galaxy, get as many of a currency of any type that you can grind, get it. It's fantastic. I love it for armadas, for Voyager grinding. It's just fantastic, period. So, yeah. What are the crews for hitting heavy faction transports? That is going to be either Pike Moreau Talon, if you're like in a higher up G3 Epic, or if you're in a lower ship, you're going to be using Bev, Mud, and then Khan, Skinny Mud. Skinny Mud. Hey, Viper, how you doing? Good to see you. All right, let me go ahead and start. One, get this hair out of my mouth because I shaved. And two, let me go ahead and start setting my away teams back up. How you doing, Jenny? Good to see you. This was going to be my first ever loot exo run. I was looking forward as well. Another save up and plan. Yeah, they always throw in a little bit of a wrench, right? So I'm curious to see what everybody says or how everybody reacts, I guess is the better way of phrasing it, to this news. And then I'm also, when we get a little more people in, I definitely want to try to make news style announcements at the very beginning that way, because there are people who come and watch the live streams after they post, but they're probably not going to sit around for over an hour. They want all the information up front. So that's kind of like the big info there. And then if you haven't already, we are still gathering responses until the end of today. So if you haven't already done the patch 58 player feedback form, I have not turned it into the overlords yet. So if you'd like to do that, there's the link for it. And we've had well over 1,500 individual people go out just in the past day and a half do that, which big thank you. That's just really, really awesome of you. Random says, when are you going to make a new account and join Sith? Random, I just don't know when I have the time. I mean, I've already got 3 accounts that I play every day, and that's tough, right? I mean, it's y'all. Okay, here's the thing. Y'all acknowledge how much this game asks you to do every day, but then you still want me to play on your server. But I really do wish I could just freely bounce around, man. And I wish all content creators could do that. Just go visit cool people who need help in the game and, all that jazz. But anyway, how much of Incursions being canceled is based on the TC changes, and how much is actually based on PvP now being broken? Well, D-Man, to be very clear, I don't think Scopely actually sees it as being broken, even though we have been using that terminology quite a bit. But here's what actually got announced. You had the schedule announced for this week. So going to October 2nd, which is this upcoming Saturday, you have Crucible of War ending today being the last day. Sorry about that. Then you have Hostile Hunt starts tomorrow. Faction Hunt will then start on the 29th through the 1st, and then you'll have Hostile Hunt again this weekend. And they said specifically because of the territory revamp, we will not have, Sean will in just a second, we will not be having incursions. Now, what the specific details of why were not released, that is the maximum info that you get. But that is info. That is info. Any details about the new territory event? Nothing that I can openly share. I mean, besides what has already been discussed, the plan is to add a couple new services, to add in sourcing for the Gilded Pickle, to completely reset territory, and we'll move from there. I can't really add anything else besides what they've said. So do what Dadbot does and run multiple accounts on the same screen. I do that already, Eric. And I can't do that and all my videos and all my stuff and do that like on 20 different servers. So yeah, so we'll have to wait and see what that means. I know I feel like I want to tell y'all more, but bound by, I just don't, it's not worth breaking NDA over, because I don't think, I mean, if we're going to break an NDA, we should have done last month to warn y'all how bad things were. And I still warned you, and everybody was like, oh, okay, we're going to do it anyway. Like, oh, okay, cool. So yeah, y'all just have to wait and see, but you're not too far away from seeing some of these updates. Tim says we haven't had an incursion in 3 months. Tim, I'm assuming you're one of the servers that's been on basically an extended break here lately, because you're not the only one. Are you still gonna be able to hold territories per alliance? Yes. So you're not going to lose the ability to actually just like hold territories, and the territory seasons that you're entering into, they last 3 months. So you are going to recapture territory as a group, as an alliance, and you are going to be able to take advantage of that territory for a significant amount of time, but it will have reset. Thief, good to see you, man. Glad that you are here. And Sib, good to see you down in Florida. Good to see you. FYI, I didn't get anything done yesterday, so we're now catching up on my flash pass. Another overflow I'm gonna miss. Yeah. Is a territory pass every month or every 3 months? They have not been clear. We assume every month. They've not been clear on that one, Creative. I mean, can you hold a time? 5, Charles. The amount of territories that one can hold is not changing. At least it's not been announced that it's changing. Also, got to give a shout out to Sean. I checked my phone per your request, and thank you for supporting myself and, more importantly, my 3 kids. Sean just donated $25 to support the medical, the medication bills and everything. Thank you, Sean. You're amazing. I greatly appreciate you, and hope you're having an amazing day. Hopefully, I can answer any questions that you got. I'm going to add it into the bar up there so I don't forget, because I don't want you to not get credit for helping out my family. Thank you, Sean. I appreciate you. All right, add it in. Back to the questions. Do Dock and 5 abilities stack? They do, Caleb. Dock, 5, the ship ability of the pylum, you know, all these different things do add together at once. Yes. Captain's Log, good to see you. How are you doing? Let me go and set my miners. I'm getting all my daily stuff in today, y'all. So this is going to be a busy day for me. Busy day. Now, I will also remind y'all that when it comes to like this time of the year / month, you know, in between arcs, this is where I actually focus on just kind of playing the game, fun. I am very relaxed. I don't care if I'm getting overflows. I don't care if I'm completing all events. So if you notice me on stream having to play a lot of catch up, that would be why. That would be why. So swapping jelly servers with pickle, maybe. Well, the thing is, to what I believe is going to happen, I'm not confirming nor denying, I don't believe the ISS jelly is going away. I don't think it's being replaced by the gilded pickle here. But the gilded pickle will now start getting sourced through some form of territory action. So, yeah. Yeah. It's a season pass from the scope announcement and a territory capture and season pass. We'll see, Falcon, if that translates into a 90-day pass, which is, from a game design perspective, you know, really difficult to put all that into. And then I would also say from a player perspective, if you do have a pass that's 3 months long, if you start missing a little bit of it, then you get disencouraged to continue doing it. So there are some negatives to having one that goes 3 months, but we'll see. It could very well be that long of a pass. In my brain, it's another monthly one. And we also know how Scopely loves to monetize things. I'm not sure if y'all were aware of this. Scopely likes to monetize things. And with that in mind, I struggle to believe that they would lose 2 extra months of monetization by making one long 3-month pass. But I don't know. Honestly, players would probably be happier in terms of monetization if it was a one-time purchase over 3 months, but we shall have to wait and see. It's not something that they have revealed. Yeah. I do hate how they have doubled the BP amount for the pickle and now are hiding it in a territory service. Yeah, Nick, I'm not super excited about that either, just to be completely real with you. I have a issue with free-to-play having an extended time to unlock anything. And it's tough to believe that something that has 200 blueprints to it is going to be relatively quick to unlock, even through a territory service. That's just really difficult to believe. So I'm right there with you, but at the same time, I'm going to reserve that pitchfork. I'm going to reserve that fire for next month, and when we actually see it, because they could surprise us. I'm not saying they are. I'm just saying they could. I'm going to give them an opportunity to do it. We'll see. Demon says, I hope you're doing well. Thank you. Would you consider making an update video covering the usefulness of all officers, given the last one is now missing a lot? We do need to do something like that, Demon, but the problem is there's now over 200 officers. So I need to find a way to quickly give all the information and not make that into a singular 30-minute video, because we are over 200 officers. You are right that it does need to happen, though. Absolutely. I agree with you that we do need to update that. Also need to update like my camping at level 39 video. And I've got, remember the video that came out last year where we put a tier list to the primes in the game? Well, heck, that's now outdated, right? So I do need to do some content. If y'all would actually not mind helping me out, I'm actually going to write it down on my, I have an actual notebook where I put stuff in that we need to do. Go through catalog and hide outdated videos, and then we need to remake them. All right, if y'all can also remind me, because there's a lot to do. So Chris, this is howdy from Space City, Houston, in server 26. Thank you, Chris, for being in. Also, thank you for supporting myself and my family. I really do appreciate you, and welcome in. Hope you're having an amazing Wednesday. I assume it's Wednesday in Houston. Houston's a little weird. They do things on their own. So whatever happening in Houston right now, I hope you're enjoying it. 7 BPs away from your discovery. Congrats, Cosmo. And then you get to enjoy probably the second most difficult upgrade grind in the game, behind only the Devore. But at the same time, the Disco is such an important ship, and you're not going to regret spending that time on it. But man, what a grind. Is Dazok really that valuable? He requires whole health to be below 95% to proc, assimilate. Seems like you usually won't trigger Freeman soon enough. Odds are, it depends on the fight, Adam. I tried to talk about this in my video yesterday. Look, here's the thing with Carol Freeman. Adam, if I was going against you, tier 1 Carol Freemans, assimilate could matter. If you're going against, as I tried to really highlight in my video, somebody 10 levels above you and Carol Freeman tier 3, assimilate for you won't do jack diddly kumquat, right? So it's really just going to kind of vary in who your opponent is, and that's just not something I can easily answer. If you are going against like-minded individuals or equal strength partners, maybe. And that's why I said, like, you might want to, if you have those end of the line officer slots, throw in Dazok there. But I definitely wouldn't replace Dazok like in the front of my line. Does that make sense? If I was going to put Dazok below decks for that purpose, it would be on a ship that I have that's like tier 9. He's at the very end. I've already got my officer stats, and it's just, if I need it, it's there. But again, this kind of goes back to the balance not really being there with a lot of these equations, right? You know, it's I think I still have it programmed to here on yeah, Streamlabs right here. I'm going to put it, I'm going to bring it down so it's a little bit easier to see. Remember, this is, technically this isn't the entire thing, but this is your isolytic damage formula, right? And that doesn't include the fact that standard damage right here, that's your damage of your weapons, your minimum and your maximum, multiplied by researches, officer bonus, and criticals if applicable, and other things if applicable, all in the standard damage part, and then it turns into this long string. So math has gotten really annoying when it comes to Star Trek Fleet Command. So how to get the Vidar Infinite skin? Right now, Rookjar, there is not a way to get that. That is something that we need to continually pester them to add back in a way to do that, but there is not one at the moment. So, yeah. Now that they're going to add another token for territories, they are going to add another particle, which you'll need for the extension to the territory research tree, which I will say that I am optimistic about that aspect. I am optimistic about the research tree side of this territory update. The biggest issue with territory has always been the lag underneath it. I know a lot of people have really pushed Scopely that they want it to be set where the only alliances who can be there and be active are those who spent the tokens to be part of the territory battle. I'm curious to see how it rolls out. Yeah, I try to be positive because I believe it's better to be positive than negative, but at the same time, I just don't know what to think on this one quite yet. I'm holding my breath, and we shall see. I've been given the information that needs to be given, and now we wait. You know, it's we go from there. How important is faction hunt for rep lock factions if you're only grinding one faction to get locked? I don't really think, so I'll just be honest, I don't think about faction hunt in those terms. For me, I rarely do faction hunt because it's not a lot of return for the amount of grind that faction hunt requires. Now, as a lower level account, it can be a little bit more valuable. When you get into my level, it's not really that valuable, but I guess that is a relative statement. But I never let faction hunt deter me from like my rep grinding. I mean, it's all about what is the reward value and where is it valuable to you? You know, faction credits can be extremely valuable one day, and then another day you're like, well, that's something I need several ways away, right? You don't worry about it as much. So it comes down to your account. Where are you valuing some of those things? For me, faction hunts become a grind because I just don't want to go kill 60, 70 ships at a time. And even if I had measured a little better, maybe it's only 50. It depends on what I'm hitting and what account I'm on and stuff. That's a lot of work for a small amount of faction credits when on most of my accounts, I've now set it up to where I'm getting in my away teams, I'm getting that amount of faction credits every day. So that it really is just a matter of how much you need it. More is always more. Something I say a lot on this channel. More is more, and we like more. But if I'm just going to be open, I don't do a lot of faction hunt. Faction hunt is usually a day that I kind of take a little chill pill and I relax and I don't really do much. That's just kind of how I operate. If you need faction credits, go after it. But I think a lot of players, especially in my position, stop worrying about that as much. Did I start one earlier? I don't think I did. Yeah, I don't have one right now. One of the rainbow missions that shows the faction credits. But like I said, I get over 2,000 per run on those rainbow missions based on how I've invested in the away teams of my officers. So yeah, there you go. If you need it, go for it. You need to go for it. Graduate Case is really frustrated that Incursions canceled this month because I prepped to use the loot exos. Extra frustrated for those who rely on it for Mantis and Strike Team sourcing, even though they got nerfed. Well, like I said, this was going to be one of those things that yeah, some people upset about, and then other people's were jumping for joy. And I am always of the mind that something should run, but yeah, it is what it is, right? It is what it is. Chris says, hey, dude, always feel free to throw your questions. Do you think that Scopely will let us convert the useless token they have flooded out inventory and let us convert them, or they allow us to archive them? I'm assuming you're talking about tokens in general and not one specific one, because my brain went to the 5th anniversary one that just came out, and that will get used, FYI. So the 5th anniversary is going to be used, so don't worry about that one. In terms of general, they have discussed this. I mean, game design has talked about this before, about decluttering the game. I'll just keep it real with you. It's not been a high priority. It is something that needs to get done. I certainly push for it. I agree with you. I'm right there in that boat with you. But they don't devote man hours to that. And what I mean by that is when they are doing a lot of their prep month to month, the focus is definitely on new content. And y'all realize that. But it's also outside of things. You know, we talk about, I mean, people play the game daily. Well, a part of that is because unlike most businesses focus on keeping their current customer. Scopely, or at least Star Trek Fleet Command, spends a ton on new user acquisition, including enough to do stupid, very cringy ads like this. Here, I'm going to show you a very cringy ad that was just on TikTok. I'm going to put my headphones on so I can hear it. Here you go. Yes, this is Star Trek Fleet Command Tinder. This is where your pack money is going. Oh, I love doing that in the game. It was so much fun. No, Rev did not commission that and have it made just to troll Scopely. Scopely made that themselves. Y'all want to watch it again? I know you do. I know you do. So since y'all want to watch it again, we're going to watch it again. Yeah, if I have to watch it multiple times, so do y'all. So there you go. New user acquisition. It is both hilarious, cringy, and terrible. It is all the things rolled up into one. It is all the things rolled up into one. So there you go. And as you can expect, I will be keeping that on a button on my Stream Deck for the foreseeable future. Oh boy. Oh boy. We have fun here, right? We have fun. Cringe is a weak word to describe it. What I don't understand, like, I get it. You want to get new people into the game. Who is that targeting? Like, seriously, who is that ad even targeting? Is that supposed to be targeting millennials? Is that supposed to be targeting Gen Z? I mean, who is that target for? Oh, God. Appreciate it. Demon Chris, dude, thank you for the donation. You have to do that. Hey, if y'all do want to support, the best way to support that gives all content creators the most money, PayPal, Venmo, Cash App, not required, but greatly appreciated. Chris says, let's reach that meds goal. Appreciate the content as always. Use a lot of knowledge from yours and Black Half Dan 8's videos when putting together Armada Guide for my alliance, working on a crew guide for each tier of player now. Hey, I actually love that idea of a crew guide at player tiers. I'd like to help you out with that. That sounds great. Now, I can't promise I'd devote a ton of time, but I think that'd be really cool to put together and it becomes something pretty nice. Hey, maybe we'll make a video. I'm curious to see what your thoughts are early on. Yeah. Only people looking for someone to spend their money on? Okay, I guess you don't want to spend your money on Galron. That seems like a bad life choice to me, but whatever. Again, that's just a weird ad of things that I would pay a company to do an ad for. That ain't it. Oh, that's not the only one. Remember, I also have that one, and then I have this one. I don't know if y'all remember this one. Scopely also did this one. Here, let me put it on, make sure it plays correctly because I didn't have it ready. Also did this one, remember?
You guys really don't know what you're doing, do you?
Oh, Rev saves all the things. Rev saves everything. If you miss, I didn't save the whole one. I just saved this piece of it.
You guys really don't know what you're doing, do you?
It makes me giggle. Yeah. But anyway, Rev saves all the random TikTok ads because why not? I mean, what else are we doing with our lives? Yeah. Fake advertising, don't like it. I don't either. It is something that most games in today's world do. They do cinematic advertising. I am not a fan of it. I'd rather actually see the game that I'm actually going to play. But like, it's even something I've griped at Scopely. Like, if you look at when they make videos, like on their YouTube channel and in their previews, in their actual, intro, they're showing things that isn't game footage. And I'm just like, stop doing that. Show the game. If you're embarrassed by your red triangles, then do something better than your triangles, right? If you're embarrassed by your triangles, then put something up better than the triangles. It's not, you shouldn't be deceiving people. But anyway, whatever. Freebooter interceptor. Yeah, we'll go blow that up real quick. Got to get my Q's trials in, everybody. Problem is being Ops 26, trying to work on a guide for players up to Ops 39. Demon. You know, like I said, one, we just got y'all Ascension, so yay. And then also, yeah, you need to know some of those new officers coming up, because that means that if we're talking about like Armada officers, you're not even really doing a lot of the DS9 officers like Cisco and Miles O'Brien, because y'all don't have 40 plus yet. You will Friday, though. You will Friday. Is Odo broken? Odo is not broken. And is he good for PvP, PvE, or both? So Odo is, let me bring it up so everybody else can see Odo. If we hit our little group button, I'm sure somebody in chat's going to shout it out before we get there. But ignore the fact that I don't have Odo. Below deck ability, Odo increases critical hit damage by 20%. This is period. Any crit, anywhere, anytime. Now, is he broken? No. The thing is, you're not going to see 20% depending on what tier you have. And it's not going to be a huge jump or necessarily a noticeable jump, because it's going to be adding to the critical hit damage bonus you already have. So, for example, our Coronar is at 320. That means I'd be at 340. So, there you go. There you go. I mean, it depends on what tier you have him. A tier 1 Odo for a level 40 and level 50 plus player is going to be very small because of all the other things we have that are boosting that critical damage number. But it definitely can be useful depending. You're grateful that we're able to get another 120 shards of Hue again. This is true. If you are 40 plus, you should be able to get Hue. You should be able to get Hue if you're 40 plus. If you're not 40 plus, you're getting to look on with longing eyes and, tearful hatred and rage. But yeah, I need to do one more. Oh, I need to do two more. Hughes Trials finished that for the day. You have crit chance over crit damage if given the choice. Yes and no. Anyway, I don't want to turn this into a crit argument. Crit damage is very, very important. We have a lot of crit chance officers, but yeah, I don't have an issue with it. Yeah. Okay. we could debate that on another topic. I don't necessarily have an issue with it. I just don't swing out of the way. Crit chance is fantastic, but also the easier one to counter, right? Because the bigger you grow the crit damage number, the harder it is to counter. And right now, as I tried to talk about a little bit in yesterday's video, with a lot of the new researches and stuff coming out, you actually need more critical hit damage modifiers and you need crit chance modifiers. So, because like a lot of the research in the 50s, and I showed, let me see if I still have that picture here loaded into OBS. Yeah. So I showed this, right? This is all because of research and stuff. The level 60 player, I was doing 1/5 the amount of damage with my criticals because that's how much they lowered my critical damage modifier versus going against someone in my level range, level 49. They're 3 levels above me, but they're still in my bracket of research. You can see I'm doing nice criticals. And then over there, level 60 just said, screw your criticals. They don't matter. Now you're hitting me with regular shots. So yeah, it's that's why, like, when I hear that, I'm like, yeah, crit chance is nice, but dang, I need more critical hit damage modifiers. So yeah, if any vids get updated, the first one should be the 39 camp video. So much new content has been added right in that level range with new special ships export for join. You're right, Traxton. It does need to get updated. Absolutely. It's on my list of things to do. The difficult thing that I have on this channel is I'm balancing live streams to give y'all up-to-date information. I have to do news and announcement type stuff because Scopely doesn't communicate the game very well. And I have to do teaching. So like, hey, here's the officer sets that work really good for this. Here's how this officer works. You know, and then every now and then we got to do a pitchfork and fire video. So it's difficult to do all the things I need, but I do appreciate you saying that needs to get done. You're right. And I welcome you to stay on me for that one. Like, remind me, bug me, say, hey, I need you to make this video. Go make it happen. You're more than welcome to do that. Are we getting a vampire tribble avatar this Halloween? Do tribbles have teeth? Tribbles have teeth? I don't know. Is that a thing? I'm new to this game. Are there going new events, which tells me get blueprints? Blueprints for what, Jeevan? I mean, there's new events every month, but blueprints for what? Mentioned 106 getting Incursion on Friday, but hasn't been. Oh, Ascension. Chris, did I say Incursion? Incursion's on my mind because Incursions have been canceled. Friday, you ascend, Chris. My bad. I gave you the wrong word. Similar syllables, wrong word. Incursion, Ascension. It happens to everybody. Happens to everybody. You're starting to question skipping over the Saladin? I wouldn't. Why are you questioning it? Why are you questioning it? Any updates to Bold Defense? Probably. Professor Hulk, haven't made a video yet, but I was hoping to do a lot of testing because I like to test with, I don't like to test with just like 2 or 3 logs, right? I like to collect hundreds of logs if I can, and then great resources like Spock.Club allow me to put in a bunch at one time. I was hoping for this upcoming Incursions to test things out, but then they went and said, no Incursions. I'm like, why? It's your freaking thing. Anyway, yeah. Do you think they're looking at moving away from monthly battle pass? Nope, I don't. We'll see. I just heard the end of what you were saying about purchasing Gowron or Garrick. Me? Huh? What are you talking about? What are you talking about? What are you talking about? Defiant, Talios, Vidar over the Saladin. 100% agreement. Graduate McCaden. You want a Moopsy avatar? Moopsy is life? Yes. Oh, discussing the TikTok ad video for Star Trek Fleet Command. Oh, the silly ad. Yeah. So you want me to run the silly ad again? Is that what you're saying, chat? Chat wants me to run the silly ad again? Y'all want me to replay it? Everybody's going to unfollow the channel. I'm going to go back to my dashboard. It's going to say, you lost 200 followers. Oh, my goodness. Oh, Scopely does the weirdest things to me. I can't even call them silly. I just don't understand them. I just don't want to, I don't get it. I don't understand the logic. I need to be educated. I need to be educated. All right. A lot of people are saying rerun it. Here you go. Jim, thank you so much for supporting me and my kids. I greatly appreciate it. If y'all do want to provide some type of love. There's the PayPal, Venmo, Cash App link. Not required, but greatly appreciated. Thank you. And here you go, you masochist.
You guys really don't know what you're doing, do you?
Oh, wrong one. Let me put the other. I mean, that one's still hilarious. I mean, that one truly is hilarious. But I wanted this one. There we go. The other one is hilarious, though. There you go. Played it again for you. I've gotten your Star Trek Fleet Command tender out the way. Thank you, Gieric. I appreciate you. Thank you for the love. You want to lock the Augur and the Enterprise. There are no events coming that pay out blueprints for the Augur or the Enterprise, Jeevan. The primary way to source those is by using away team credits and faction credits. Away team credits, you can come down here to this little alliance button, click your store, depending on how much away teams you have saved up, come in and drop it right over on the Enterprise, which, did I pass it already? I did, right here. Go drop it on the Enterprise. Here are the cost. Here are the cost. Oh, thank you, Okie. Appreciate it. And then, of course, you have your faction credit way in the faction store. Faction credit way in the faction store. All right, so let's recall this. I think I finished both of them. Oh, I did. Awesome. Awesome. And we're going to go do some more here in a second after I do that repair. Or do the Armada pool. You are right, Leonard. I should have mentioned that. It is also in the Armada pools. So we go get my directives and we'll just show. Well, these are the oldies, but let me go ahead and start doing all my pulls since we're sitting here. 10 Armada directives there. I'm going to pull the baby one here. That gives me just a little bit of uncommon. Wow. Yay. All right. We're going to go pull this one for 400,000. We got 5 directives there. That's what I'm mostly pulling for. Then here, I come and pull these at least every time that I can. I'm going to double chest pull so I can get my Armada Tactical Course, 300, 2 Curon, 3 Lorca, then directives. And then last but not least, our epic pull right there. So your epic pull would have Enterprise, etc. in it in the 3-star one, which is currently on a timer for me. Let me go ahead and pull these as well since I've been doing those researches. Yeah. It's good to know marketers were paid a fortune to come up with that commercial and someone in IT was willing to get paid to do it. Hey, I don't judge people how they make their money, right? If y'all have watched my Twitch channel, y'all know I have no room to judge anybody. And if you haven't joined the Twitch channel, which is where we do Star Trek, also other things, I can't tell y'all just yet, but if y'all are looking forward to Star Trek Infinite, you might want to be around my Twitch channel in October. And potentially a stream before the game launches so you can see how the play is. Maybe. Are they adding more territories to the map? Mark, no, not that we've been made aware of. There are no changes to the territory map itself in terms of scale and size. That could change, but we'll see. We shall see. Next month we get Chad and Haley, and they'll be the Tinder PvP officers. Love it. Love it. Can't wait for Karen to come on. Chicken dance is way more entertaining. Thank you. I'm glad you enjoy the chicken dance. The chicken dance is to pay for my children's medical bills. That's what that is. That's what that is. I wonder where Anders is going at the moment. Must have a territory battle we're about to do. Maybe. I'm Ops 44. Why can I not get the Valdor in away team store? It's the faction store only. Why is that? Brig, what is your faction rep? Because if you have it in your faction store, you should have it in your away team store. You're 60 million rep. Why want to let me buy Hydra BPs? That's a good question. Y'all's away team store, you have positive rep, like you're in the rep range, and you still don't see them? Because that's not right. You see, there's my Kornar, there's my Bakchor, and then you see my Pylum, my Valdor, my Vortivore. If you've got the right rep and you're not seeing things in your away team store, then we need to take a look. Because if you're level 44, you should absolutely see the Valdor in your away team store. I know it's ops log standard, but they said they were level 44. They're level 44, and they have the positive rep. They should see it in their away team store. Did I misread something? Sculpey running back the Hue Armada SMS again kind of surprised me the other day. Look, I know it's a heroic SMS, but of things for them to run, I'm actually pretty grateful that they're running that. I mean, of all the things they could run, that is, I mean, it's a good heroic, and it's a reasonably achievable one for free to play. As far as heroic SMSs go, that's a reasonably achievable heroic SMS for free to play. So I'm grateful that they're running it again. I'm very grateful they're running that one again. So gives you an extra excuse to run through all those solo and rare epic directories you saved up. Exactly. Because even if I don't run solos, I still collect the currency, which reminds me, we need to go in and do our pulls for today. So just not in your away team store. Brig, confirm with me in Discord, like send me the actual imagery and everything. But yeah, it sounds like you've got a hiccup in your giddy up right there. A hiccup in your giddy up. All right, go ahead and claim and get all these in. By the way, for when y'all do get the pickle, if you're free to play and haven't gotten it yet, keep that thing out there grinding as much as possible, because you're going to need to stock up on a lot of these as you tier up. It gets harder and harder to pull that. The Armadas is actually pretty easy. You're going to need to stock up on a lot of that auto grind currency that you get for your active chips. Just FYI, for when y'all do get your gilded pickle, keep that in mind. I don't believe we mentioned that in the video when I did it. So you have 9,500 Epic Borg solo directives even after the last run, then you should be able to easily get Hue. You should be able to easily get Hue. All right. 3, we're not expecting an SSLB for Incursions or anything, because Incursions this month has been canceled. Incursions has been canceled, ladies and gentlemen. I don't know whether you want to celebrate or if you're sad about it, but either way, it has been canceled. All right, we need to go do this with our Voyager. We're going to do some summoning. Chris, thank you again, man. I appreciate you. What does Ascension mean for players aside from the level locker move to mean? Is there any events to run or something? No. I mean, Ascension is on Friday, an event will run called Ascension. And to complete it, if you're level 39, you have to be level 39, and you have either an ISS Jelly, Enterprise, Augur, and D4 beat an epic Armada. That can be an epic Cardassian Armada. It could be an epic FKR Armada. It could be an epic Eclipse Armada. They just have to beat an epic Armada with the event running on Fridays. Then they'll get the keys needed to go level 40 plus. That is the path. That's all you got to do. Let me swap this out real quick, because if I don't, I will forget. And we need to go do our Voyager summoning. So it means we're going to get Grush in there, get Neelix in there. There we go. And we're going to bring out the Voyager. All right, coming on back up here into Dairy Queen space. And away I go. Be careful to not forget if you did the event, because it spawns every Friday. And you're right, you do only need to do it once. And I know people who have saved up a ton of Ascension keys, but there's a different key for going up like 50 plus. So, yeah. Per STFC announcement, we're getting pre-incursions events like the XSLB for this weekend. Gotta incentivize spending no matter what. Really, I missed that point. I must have I skipped over that. With the revamp territory, there will still be prep events. Oh my gosh. I didn't even read that part. That's stupid. Okay, so they're going to run the prep events, and that you have to, a lot of people will spend money on, but you're not actually going to run Incursions. Well, even more important for me to make sure that everybody knows, Incursions is canceled. There is no Incursion in October. Do not feel obligated to spend money. FYI, let your spenders know. Don't spend for these Incursion events. I didn't even read that line. Oh my goodness, what a craziness. That's silly. Well, yeah. Oh man, oh man, oh man. What's the bet the officers be Picard, Worf, and Picard, Riker? I'll be honest, graduated. I would like to have those officers, but I'm not going to go out of my way to obtain them. I do need to swap these out, though. I need to put my Armada crew back up here. This is the PvP crew. And let's see, I do want 6 of 11. Miles O'Brien, group, and I need Cisco. There you go. All set to run Armadas again. All set to run Armadas again. Probably end up doing that tonight on Twitch. Don't tell that to the spinners on server 10. They're bored as it is. Look, I have nothing. There's nothing wrong with spending. Be very clear. I have no issue with spending. But I do want people to spend effectively and efficiently. What I mean by that is I don't want somebody who spends money on this game to ever regret their spend. I want them to have enjoyed the spend and they're happy they did it. Well, you don't really feel like that if you spend a lot on an event for something that isn't going to happen. So spend your money. I just want to make sure that you're making an informed spend decision. Make sense? Only have enough independent credits to upgrade 1. Would you upgrade Con or Grush? Ooh, tough one. Con. Stop. Do you have Hugh? Do you have Hugh? Do you have Hugh? Grush, I know why people are going to go Grush because of stats, but if you don't have Hugh, you still need that critical for a lot of things. So, honestly, I can't see Grush being a bad answer. His stats are absolutely incredible. I'm obviously using him for my Voyager right now. But in terms of like in-game application, Khan is more useful for, hostiles, armadas, etc. But you can't deny the stats and power of a good Grush either. Yeah, it's kind of like Dennis is saying, if you're PvPing, especially at a lower level, Khan. If you are not concerned about that, Grush. Does Hugh work on Q's trials? Hugh does work on Q's trials, Jeremy. So, people PvP with Khan? Yeah, Steven. Again, this actually goes back to what Chris was saying for that server 106 group. Depending on what level bracket you're at, there's different strategies and different things. And as someone who spends, I'm proud to be one of the only content creators who goes to the new servers to educate the new players and stuff. Let me tell you, there's still a lot of Kirk Spock Con happening for legitimate reason. There's still a lot of Yuki Marcus Con runs happening in 20s and 30s play because they don't have strike teams. They don't have Freeman, Ransom, Billups. They don't have a lot of these officers. So yeah, Con is still used. And that's why I always try to make the question very specific to who's asking. Because if you're a player like me, like let's just say you're in the 40s, Grush, hands down, not even a question. If you're level 28, Con. If you're level 33, 34, probably Con. It just really depends on where you're at. And that's a good thing and a bad thing because it makes it difficult to give generic information, but I love being able to tailor stuff to individual folks. I'm going to assume Darth is cool, but we'll see. He'd have to bring a biggie to come after me. We'll just have to make sure we hit our stuff. Can level 28 even get Grush? Yeah, they can. There's not a limiter in your syndicate rep growth. It's not level locked at all. And there are players who have dropped a lot of multi-phasics into syndicate, newer spenders in this case. And there are also players who've simply not leveled up and they've just sat there, going through the slow grind. And when you get the Mantis, even players in the low mid 30s have definitely been able to shoot their syndicate up with Mantis. So I'm not saying it's super common. I'm simply saying that I have to be very specific to the account that we're talking to. Adam says, bigger question is, are you in G4 with limited underdeck slots? If yes, Grush. Good point. Good point. G4 ships, tougher to get all those officer slots. Grush, huge for those numbers. Please don't show warp on stream. Flashing lights would trigger me. Sorry, I can't really help with that, Cindy. That's just one of those, the game has the graphics, But I am sorry that is affecting you. Still working on getting Gorkon to 48 of 100. Oh, you're talking about getting these shards to get Gorkon? Yeah, he's not really easily sourced in the game, is he? So, let's make sure. Oh, he left. Oh, cool, freighter. So get this, and I go get the freighter and pray that it drops a box. Pray that it drops a box. Cindy, I have a question. When the treasury issue was around, were you one of the ones affected by the treasury issue? They definitely worked hard to try to fix that, with that being a problem. All right, so we got that. Did we get a box for it, though? Nope. Why would we? All right, back over there we go. Yeah, back into the questions side of things. Do you think they'll add more armadas or lower the cooldown, especially the 51 epics? More armadas? Do I think more armadas will get added? Yes. Do I think that they're going to adjust the cooldowns? We've been asking for them to either increase the number of D-Space armadas or increase the timer and add D-Space armadas in the 50+ area, and they still haven't yet. But at some point, they're going to. The question is when. And why have they not done it yet? Hell, the theme for the past couple months feels like it's been armadas. So, games should come with an option for people who may experience seizures that automatically disable certain graphics and effects. I 100% agree with that, Braxton. Absolutely. Absolutely. You know, I mean, and it's simple things too. Like, there are things like the banners should be able to have a button that turns banners off, which would have helped prevent problems like the issue with the Treasury from last year, and be able to turn off certain animations for people like Cindy. Scopely just needs to do more of that, right? I 100% agree. They'll do it when G6 is out. It doesn't make sense, though, to me, Creative, because you should have done it when G5 came out. Why wait for G6 to come out? That's a little bit late to actually provide a significant bonus. So, you know, that's... Again, there's just a lot of moves that they'll make that just don't make a lot of sense compared to precedents that they themselves have already set. And I think that's one of the things that frustrates me the most. And one of the comments I see the most is just they don't stick to standards, right? Like even ones they create. Yogi, good afternoon. How are you doing? Hope you're having an amazing day today. I really hope that you are. Welcome on in. Welcome on in. We can turn off other useless things like hailing frequencies. Well, the thing is, Viper, you shouldn't have to turn off hailing frequencies, and a lot of people enjoy them. More people like hailing frequencies than don't. And I don't understand why you'd even turn them off. Especially because if you turn them off, you couldn't do some events. So, most consistent aspect of Scopely is their unending, frustrating inconsistency. I feel like we got a weird philosophical debate about to start here. Yeah. Scope remove the banner when the figure out how to make it a monthly $100 pack. Wow. Dennis. Look at all this I've got. I mean, I'm gonna have to run more solos today, and that includes me running some uncommons. So why not go big? Get the big pull. See how much it hurts. Yeah, so you got crappy rewards. It was terrible. That was a terrible return. Need to go do that grind. Go ahead and get our token so we can go OPC hunting in token space later. And finish this pull. Yeah, that's decent. That's decent. And then come over and do it over here. I'll take it. I tell y'all, man, I get more from these chests than it feels like I do from events in terms of consistency, and that makes me happy. Oh, I've got to run more of these. Good thing Thursday is tomorrow. I'll be able to run more Eclipse stuff, because who doesn't love running Eclipse stuff? Hey, Naj, how you doing? Any update you might have? Potentially heard about 7 of 9 and Neelix sourcing the artifacts? Negative, Nigel. I think it's good that they're currently running 7 of 9 in the Flash Pass, but have not got an update on when they're going to add her and Neelix to the sourcing in the artifact area. Do want them to do that, though. And it was something that got mentioned last month. Hopefully it ends up coming to fruition soon. The trade XP is good. Yeah. Trade XP is great, right? And obviously I invest a lot in officers, and I talk about that. I really need those ship parts, man. The ship parts are my bottleneck. Look, I want my pylon to be tier 9. Look at this. 22,000 ship parts for one piece. So let's see. We need 22,000. I'm sorry, we need 21,000. That's 42. Oh my goodness. Okay, so that makes it 100,000, 107,000, 117,000, 130,000. All right, so I need 140,000-ish, 145,000-ish ship parts to go to tier 9. I need the ship parts. That's what I need. I need the ship parts. All you need is $600 in multi-tiered primes. Yeah. No, you want to hear something, Adam? I actually had somebody. There was a chatter in Twitch last month who actually gave me $100 for one of those primes. So that actually is with the first 5 levels of that prime. That actually is with the first 5 levels of that prime. Because the chatter donated for me to get the first 5. Yeah. Hey, Tim. Good to see you. How are you? Having a great day? You better be. Also, I got to make sure I remind them about bonus refinery. Got to make sure I remind them about bonus refinery. Shameful admission, but I've maxed those out for Ops 49. Hey, Adam. While you're out there spending $1,200 on Scopely, Christmas is coming up, and I could really use a new game, Daddy. Okay, I'm getting a little bit more Twitch rev. I need to go back to being YouTube rev. Adam's on my server, y'all. I've known him for like 5 years. I can be goofy with him. On a happier note, 2 weeks to go until new Star Trek IP is available. Yes, you're right. Star Trek Infinite is coming out, and I should be showing you some content for that game sooner than that. I know you're on my wall, Adam, but what if you were on my other wall? You can't rag people on your server. Who can you rag? Any help with my ship stuck in combat? Does everything I know to do unstuck? Nothing. Samus, first thing is to try to clear your localization in your cache. I know it's stupid, but it can help. If that doesn't work, we got to contact customer support, and then we will go from there. I tried BevMovCon for heavies and lost tier 4, 4.2 power, have Hue and 3 below decks. Tried BevMovCon and lost. That's kind of surprising, honestly, Jenny. What ship are you using? Have you made any progress on Eclipse researches? What do you mean, Adrian? Are you asking what my M score is? Are you asking what my M score is? When's Bonus Refinery? Still waiting to hear back. Is the game done by Scopely? No, Creative Bureau. Star Trek Infinite is created by Paradox. It's a PC game, and they focus on grand strategy titles. So the game that a lot of Star Trek fans have been telling me to tell fans it's comparable to is a modern day Birth of the Federation. I never played that game. That game came out in like the 90s. I wasn't playing PCs. I was in elementary school and junior high and stuff. So it is a different title, different style of game from a different company. My M score is, I think, 110, Adrian. I think it's 110 right now. Chip parts. Territory. Free to play here just to send it Ops 40 plus. Do I continue the G3 Armada packs or save up for the G4 ones? Both. You're going to continue to want to pull for the faction credits, for the uncommons and stuff. But in terms of the 40s or the G4, you can wait to pull those much later on. The main thing you're going to want from the G4 chest are the Armada cores. And there is a legitimate tactic and reason to just go ahead and hold those until you get to the upper 40s. But up to you. Some people are still going to want to get some of the other bonuses. So, yeah. Devolve. This time last year, my M score was like M50. So I've more than doubled it. I've improved it. It needs more. Most of the researches that I'm missing in that tree are Stella researches and not the other researches. What I mean by that is, if you talk about just the generic researches that the Outlaw tree has that aren't specifically for the Stella, I've gotten a lot of those up. Now there's more to do, but now it's because I need to get more rogue reputation. So I'm just slowly trying to level up my rogue reputation, and then I can finish getting all these. And that's just me doing pulls every day. There's no real way to expedite that, but I've caught up because now that's my wall, right? And then every chance I get, I do my pulls here, just trying to catch up. Currently at 16.7 mil rep, 13.2 away from the next run. And there's just, I could use away team credits. See, this is the tricky part for me, because I could use away team credits to try to help this, but I want to save away team credits. I mean, I do. I want to save away team credits for when they add G5. But I mean, I could be doing this. Here, I'll do one chest just for Duval to try to move up and level up faster. I'm trying to save for when they add G5. But now I'm at 16.817. Yeah. All right. Let's go. Just for you, buddy. Just for you. All right, we got to finish this. and get, oh, there's one right there. Am I going to summon that one? Nope, summon this one. Happy Wednesday to you as well, Bryant. Your M132, congrats, Brigadier Jones. I'm happy for you. I am. I'm happy for you. And look, I tell everybody that follows my channel, I want you to do better than some of the mistakes I've made. So if you're out there with a better M score than Rev, be proud. It means you did better than Rev at something, and that's fantastic. I celebrate when my people do stuff like that. So go out there and have a better M score than Rev. Do that. But, you know, I made mistakes. Opus, how you doing? Good to see you. Yay, more active chips. Need a lot of those. Need a lot of those active chips. You have a grind schedule? What exactly do you mean, Jason? I did do a video about that probably about 2 years ago. But when you say grind schedule, what specifically are you referring to? You are running multiple accounts? I do have 3 accounts turned on right now. I'm only mostly working on the one right in front of you, but I have several. Yes, you're right. You're right. What's an M score? So, a great chance to educate maybe a newer player. So an M score is simply what we use to refer to how much of your Stella research has been completed. So here's a Stella. If you hit your upgrade button, you'll notice this right here. This is what we call the M score. M score simply is how many of these Stella specific researches have you completed that you can find in the outlaw tree. You see mine's at 113 out of 160. So I've done significantly better than what I was before. If you click it, it'll take you to like one of the researches that applies to this. You can see I need to scrap another Stella so I can do more of these levels. But M score is simply something that we use to denote how much of the Stella research tree you've completed. What tier is my Voyager? Tier 7. My Voyager is tier 7. She is as high as I can take her for my level. I can't take her any higher than this. 16.8 got you enough rep to do the ore research. Nice. I will add that to the list. Maybe wait for the XSLB that is going to be launching tomorrow. My M score is stuck at 100. All the research in my road tree requires 40 plus, and that's how it should be, Traxim. The optimal range, I tell people if you're level 39, you want your M score to at least be 80, and if you're really hardcore, make it 100, right? If you're really hardcore, make it 100. You've neglected your Stella. M score is 12. Zlog, you are the new Rev Deuce. No longer will people make fun of Rev Deuce. They will make fun of Zlog. You need to go out and fix that. That is an M score of pitiful. And there's a lot of efficiency research that you're missing out on, my friend. There's a lot of efficiency research you're missing out on. Chris, dude, I appreciate you, but man, use the links. You keep doing these super chats. Use the links. Oh my gosh, Chris, thank you so much. Your generosity is super, super kind. I appreciate you. Thank you. I really, really do appreciate it. All right. Let's see. Before getting back to the grind, need to get all 1,000 credits before I can get my Stella thanks to a bug in the game removing the option about 10 at a time. Well, that's really stupid, Chris, but I believe it. Like, that sounds like something that would happen. Wig at Tombstone, good to see you. Chris, go get on the grind. Remember, y'all can hit me up anytime on Facebook or Discord if you have questions. Actually, after this, I have to go and I got to go answer questions on the Facebook channel. So, yeah. Got your M score to 115. Nice, Cayman. I'm 2 away from that. I just got to go scrap another one. Go recall on this and summon with this. I'm trying to get all my stuff done today. There's some sort of trick on the Cerritos SLB. Some guy hit 2 million points at Ops 44. Fine trick. M score 22 at Ops 35. That's not terrible, Zierek or Oki, but you do want to get it up. You do want to get that up. You probably want to double that number. We'll try to double that number at least. All right, so I can't do anything here because we got this. I need to go do Actian grind. Let's go check our refinery. Borg pull. So I need to go grind Borg probes. I've been doing these. I'm going to do more. So triple pull. Give me Hue shards. Give me Hue. Give me Hue. Give me Hue I desire. 5. Hey, I'll take 5 Hue shards if I get this and I go do that heroic SMS. I'm going to take Hue up to another tier. Yeah. I'm happy about that. So that's good. We'll do more of these. So go ahead and triple pull this one as well. That'll give me another rare start. and some more commander XP. So now we just got to go do this. And I'm almost to the point where my Talios is done upgrading. So then I can focus on, I got one more part. So I've got to do this part. And then after I've done that, I can start dumping those into directives or saving them. Depends on how I kind of want to do that. But we get a comp chest when they don't run incursions. As of now, King Gaza, we've not been told of a comp chest for that, but I will ask. I will ask. All right, I just sent it out to the overlords. Freeman's ability count every round, 5% more shots. Oh no, it's just a straight flat add. It's not a cumulative add, Voltatron. It's a straight flat add. Is the Kelvin Interceptor worth getting or should I wait? I recommend getting at least one of the 42s. The Kelvin, Katinga, Valdor really comes down to personal preference. Pick whichever one you want. There's not a wrong answer. I would argue that the Valdor is probably the easiest route for most people, but there's not a wrong answer there. I have an M score of 0 at level 32. I've only scrapped my cellar once and can't do armadas to get the uncommon uranium. Well, go do the armadas, man. You get with your alliance. Gotta get with your alliance. Make it happen, Captain. You're missing out, my friend. Like, I realize that the Stellar grind is awful and long, but it still is important. Would recommend everybody get that in. Is that OPC? It's not. Okay. I got my Valdor after saving for a few months. Wonderful ship. It's a great ship, and it'll really help you with these solo armada grinds. I mean, when I go farm my Dominion armadas, I'm level 46, but I'm farming like 52, 53, 54 armadas, and I'm not using any buffs because I've been focusing on my research and my ships. So what do I mean by easier route? So the Valdor is easier for a couple reasons. One, most people want to get the pylum, right? So most people want this. Well, this is an interceptor. So that means that the Kelvin is going to use the ship parts that this thing needs. Number two, though, is starting at level 39, you have two events, ISS Jelly Brawl and 2 Parabellum, both giving you key materials to upgrade 4-star explorers. There is not a comparable event for battleships or interceptors to do that. So the Valdor is the easiest of the 4-star warships to get into in the early 40s. That's what that means. The regular Strange New World on sourcing that I'm missing out. Incursions, right? Yeah, incursions. Yes, it's dumb. Your M score is locked at 45 and level 35. Good job, Jenny. That's where it should be. That's awesome. We give praise to Jenny. You're doing better than Rev ever did. You are better than me. Proud of you. Really am. Proud of you. You the man? Well, thank you. Who's the overlord? There are a lot of overlords. There's game designer overlords. There's janitor overlords. There's community manager overlords. There's live ops overlords. There's a lot of overlords at Scopely. So, Strange World Lawn has no sourcing. You sure Strange World Lawn is not in Incursions? Obviously, Strange New World Una is, but yeah. Who's the best overlord? Are you saying who's the overlord that I enjoy hanging out with the most? I'll say this. There is one game designer I talk to the most and I enjoy just talking to. There's one VIP community manager that I talk to the most and just really enjoy working with. And then there's one in live ops that I talk to the most. Put it that way. There's probably 3 individuals at Scopely that I would go as far as to say that, like, I actually see them as cool people and friends. Treasure World On is in Incursion store, but it's such pitiful amounts, barely sourcing. Hey, sourcing is sourcing. They asked a question and I gave an answer. I didn't say it was good, I said it exists. But in no incursion, there's no sourcing. You're right. In no incursion, there is no sourcing. That is some legitimate logic. You could be a Vulcan. You could be a Vulcan. I was wondering, do we have scrapping reward researches or not, since I scrap a lot and want more rewards? I mean, there are a couple of researches that speed up scrapping, but nothing like super drastic. There's nothing that's like super drastic. Let's see. What crew do you recommend for auto grinding the Texas class with 4-star uncommon? With a 4-star uncommon, depending on which one it is, I'd probably do 5 Giorgio Tau. That would probably be a little bit easier. If you got a higher level one, then I would be running like Pipe Moreau Cath. You know, really depends on which ship are you referring to. Hey, there we go. Have I finished this yet? Because I got to take these home. Think about alliance. Instead of joining a larger one, I want to grow my own alliance. That's the hardest part of the game. Hey, yeah. I mean, that's awesome. There are going to be some tough sacrifices that get made in that process, but I hope it works out. And I hope you make a great alliance. I hope it's a fantastic alliance. The Valdor. Yeah, I mean, it's going to be a tough shot, but I mean, it's doable. I was doing it with my Valdor last week, just testing it out. That's a tough one. It might be easier, but it takes a lot longer to auto grind and augment space. But you could do it with the Valdor, depending on what crews you have. You could even run Pipe Moreau Cath. It's just don't expect to get like 100 kills with it. What crew am I using on my Voyager? Same one that I've been using for a while now. 5 as captain, Grush on the side, and Neelix on the side. So I can get as far out as possible and have the cheapest summonings possible. And then I just rely on everything else, like my research and the actual shipability of the Voyager to kill my 8472 hostiles. Like, I don't even have Hugh below decks. It's just Doctor below decks. So literally it's right here and then Doc below decks. That's it. So once you get your Voyager tier appropriate to your level, it handles the 8472s by itself. What point is there to auto grind the Texas class if you don't have the ship? The Texas class hostiles pay out more ship XP than other hostiles, and it's an auto grind. So they spawn a lot faster than augment hostiles or bounty hunters in faction space, and they have better XP payouts. So that would be why people do it. But again, they are not slouches. I mean, they are tough ships to beat. You're not just going to easily walk over them. On my Voyager for summoning, I'll use Neelix, but grinding relics, I use Charvinic. And the 5 is Captain of Grush, you and Dr. Bodex. Nice, Pegs. Nice. What about you? What about you, Thiep? We could talk about Thiep all day long. We love us some Thiep. Thiep. How you doing, buddy? Hope you're doing well. That's what I found on that too. I got enough juice to summon to pull 2 chests and go into Borg Systems and summon 4 or 5 there for the commerce tokens. I've been tempted to do that, Opus, but I haven't really found a soft spot where I can get enough saved up unless I kick back and stop double pulling this. Because I really want to double pull this as much, because as much as I want the commerce insignias, I need the ship parts more. So yeah, that's been a tough one for me. That finding that balance, right? But you're right, the commerce token grind is terrible, and if you want to kind of have a better chance of doing that quicker, then your method of summoning or saving some to summon in like Missaloop and Charlaika certainly going to help you out. Here, what's the highest level Solar Armada and Ops 39 should be able to defeat? 45-ish, maybe? Is there a plan to get a new better botany bait? Not that I'm aware of, Crow. Doesn't mean that it won't happen, but I'm not aware of them going back into the augment sphere anytime soon. But could. The simulated cubes also give you faction messages out the wazoo, and you get quicker commerce insignia drops. You do. Yeah, absolutely. There is some value to farming those now. Like as a low tier, when I was a low tier Voyager, there was no point in trying to go out and do that. Now that my Voyager is tier appropriate to my level, I can see that being a legitimate thing. Really, what I would need to happen for me personally to be more willing to invest in that is I need my Neelix to get tiered up just a little bit more, right? And I would feel more comfortable doing that if Neelix was a little bit more tiered. If Neelix had more sourcing to him, then I would have a little bit more currency to go into that area. So. All right, finally went boom. Hit our repair, 250 million titanium later. What tier is my Neelix? Tier 2. tier 2. So my summoning cost is 323 per summon at the moment. And hopefully they'll add him so I can do other things with that. So anyway, all that was so I could come in here and I double pull it every time. That way I get a pull for both Explorer and for Interceptor. Then you go do rare anomaly. I'm just doing a single rare anomaly pull. And do my Explorers. Right there, that's 3,000 ship parts. That is fantastic. And 1,600s. That one wasn't as good, but still. I mean, that's huge numbers in my ship world. That's huge numbers. Get 38 Neelix shards in the event store with Preem Choice. Yeah, good luck with me spending money. Good luck. Not happening. Not happening. Give me Neelix in top of a flash pass. So. Supreme Choice. Ugh. Just, I mean, we've been doing, I mean, at least one thing I'll give them credit. At least the spend event, at least the Supreme Choice has been consistent. Like, they've actually stuck with that being a staple and not creating a new token every time they run that sale. I give them credit for that, I guess. The rep packs are out. I don't even need to go look at them, Adam. I have literally bought a rep pack before, and I don't regret it. These are tempting to me. That is like, yes, all this matters, but for me, I look at this and go, how much time is that saving me? Oh, man. You notice you get more Latinum in the Fisher parts pull than you would spend to get the parts from Interceptor pack in the Voyager refinery? Fisher parts pull. I haven't paid attention to that, no. Idea, free-to-play grind event for one Supreme token. Yeah, I'm down for that. Has been suggested. Absolutely. Ops 45, M score 31. Kevin, stop being like Rev. Be better. That is not better, Kevin. That is not better. Stop that. Lonely says never happened. They've done it before, Lonely, so I can't say it won't ever happen. They've done that. They've done that same event before. Several times. Oh, man. What is an M score, Jeremy? M score is simply what you have completed in terms of your research for Stellas. So if you hit your upgrade menu on Stella, right here, this is what we call an M score. Just simply denotes how much of the Stella-specific research you have completed. How much of the Stella-specific research you have completed. I'm going to see if I can get them to come run. I know y'all going to say tomorrow's the event, but remember, I'm at war. I'm going to try to sneak in on Armada real quick if I have one laying around, just because I need the points. I'll probably wait till later to do it, actually. So, is it good that I'm Ops 36 about to max my Enterprise? Yeah, it's great, man. Fantastic job. Fantastic job. Anyway, other way to get more dock without spending cash or Amazon coins. I mean, there are 6 free-to-play docks that you can unlock depending on what level you're at. Is there a way to get the paid docks for free? Currently, no, there's not. There's not. You found the Scepter of Nagus artifacts is a great one to have. It significantly helps on ship parts. So, artifacts are big for me. I do love artifacts. Speaking of, I can upgrade this Picard's flute. Didn't realize I could do that. Isolytic damage boost. So that's nice, I guess. But as far as that specific one, I'm only at 54 out of 100, but you are right. This is a fantastic one to get. I just haven't had great RNG on that particular pull. I've had good ones for the dual generators, which is isolytic defense, but I don't have enough to pull a premium. Hopefully the next time I run an Armada, I can get some more of these. I need to level up my building, though. I'm almost, look, so close to level 40. So close. My next pull on is tomorrow. And hopefully tomorrow, I'll be able to hit level 40. So, how come the last dock is only available as an elite pack? Because instead of being available on its own, that's a Scopely question that I can't really answer for you. I mean, I guess the simple answer is they want to make more money, right? Level 35s drop them. I have the charts. Hell, I made the video on what drops where. Let me see. I'm gonna pull out my charts real quick. So refinery, if you're looking for a Scepter of Nagus, you can get it. Technically, you can get it on any of them, but part of the premium chest for all player levels. And where's my other form? And then it doesn't drop for the 35s. At least on this chart I have. Maybe the chart needs to be updated. Is it better to dump all the free dolomite from field training into ship parts or ship engineering primes? My recommendation, Slith, is ship parts. The biggest bottleneck for 4-star and 5-star is ship parts. Where station? So this one right here, prime efficient ship parts. Right here. That's where I would advise you dump them. Right into that one. How good is the pickle compared to the Newton? For what, Fenris? They're not even the same ship. Like the pickle is made for its own loop. Are you asking, will the pickle replace a Newton? No. I mean, for what purpose? PvP? I'm letting my pickle grind out right now, or else I would just kind of show you. I mean, you can use, I don't have a Newton to show you. I guess I can show you my beefy Katinga. How about that? I'll show you my beefy Katinga. So, big thing is look at DPR, piercing stats, etc. on ships. Here's where my tier 7 Katinga. Here's the tier 2 pickle. You can see that it does have similar splits between attack, defense, health. In terms of damage, though, 2.48 million versus 5. Keep in mind that we're comparing a tier 7 versus a tier 2. So it is more comparable to something in between a Katinga and a Newton, but it will tier up higher. Like you can take the pickle much higher than you can a Katinga because it's designed to go into the 5-star. But for what tier it'll be for me, tier 7, it'll be stronger than a Katinga, but it won't be better than a tier 7 Newton. Because a tier 7 Newton is going to be very similar to like my Coronar or my Pylon. So it's going to be somewhere in between that. At what level do you think you should attain second lock on factions? You should 1 bill lock by level 50. By level 50. You can do it earlier, but when to do it is at least by level 50. And if you've done it by then, you're in a good spot. So, ship parts are a bit of a bottleneck. You mean a lot of a bottleneck, Ender. Oh, but being like level 5 parts, 0 materials, you're going to hit titanium, especially rare material, hard stops. No, I'm not, because I got plenty. I can prep for that. Those are easy to get. I've actually tracked. I have enough par steel and titanium to go all the way to like level 53. My issue are uncommons and ship parts. So, like I actually looked up this is why I really push sync with Spock.club. I don't have it updated as of today. Like I actually went and looked into cost calculator for taking my Pylon to tier 10. And what held me back was not titanium or anything. It's again, ship parts. So I've got plenty of those things because of rating and because of just doing all the events. But yeah, I think I have a couple trillion titanium laying around. I don't know. I have to go back and look at my tokens. I was just looking at sync real quick. Ship parts is the one. Ship parts. You can at least raid for trit, even if you're raiding for billions of it. And that's actually one of the benefits to incursions is incursions are actually where I usually get a lot of titanium. So, Ender, level 57. I'm in that grind too, man. Titanium ain't the problem. Yeah, you do need a butt ton of resources. But ship parts, if you're talking about leveling ships, ship parts. So, my Sanctus ain't cheap, but ship parts is the bigger issue. But I also don't PvP heavy on that account. So, have they ever addressed the fact that the rare cover particles trickle so slowly that it will take 3 months to unlock each research? Nope. Intended. All right, we'll complete that real quick. Go close this window out before I forget about it. All right. Oh, man. I have more than enough trit and dilly to take my T8 pilot in tier 10, but those 140,000 uncommon parts would be a doozy. Yeah. What ops level allows you to refine 4-star mats? Depending on which one you're talking about. Level 39, you can do commons. Level 41, you can do uncommons. And 45, you can do rares. So, you got Sanctus now too, but I've got several 100,000 ship parts, but no rares. And you're in the exact opposite problem as me, Ender. So, what's the mega chest drop rate for those assimilated cubes? Oh, like 30%. 30%. Now we have a new territory patch. Could you give some takeover tips? I just did a video on takeover 2 weeks ago. So 2 weeks ago, yeah, I just did that. Absolutely, absolutely. At 53, Dylan Tritt has become my bottleneck. I mean, yeah, keep in mind that you're in the 50s. Be very clear. The 50s right now, you're not supposed to be able to operate in the 50s without spending money. That's by design. So there are several bottlenecks there. But long term, I think the biggest bottleneck is still the ship part. But everything in the economy of 5-star is terrible, which is why I tell people don't do it. I tell people don't go to 5-star because the economy is set to be designed for you to have to spend to do anything. Yeah, it's kind of where we are at the moment, man. And when 6-star comes out, the G5s are going to start getting some real good facelifts. And then everybody's going to be like, oh, it's not that bad up here. Why did everybody complain? At 39, should I be doing the first tier of common ship parts whenever I can, or should I be saving them for UC refines later? If you were 39, you should be pulling as much common as possible. Every day I would pull that common if you can. Every day I would pull the common if you can. Will we get a big Enterprise J at some point? I hope not. That's the ugliest ship in Star Trek history. But I have no idea if they're ever going to do it. I mean, I'm sure they could and will. The opportunity is there if they ever do Enterprise content, but as hands down the ugliest Enterprise to ever exist, I try to forget that that thing is canon. I try to ignore that that thing exists. I'm not a fan of that ugly thing. Oh, God. Titties. All right, go do my acting real quick. What about the Dreadnought class from Into Darkness? They did start the Dreadnought class. So they actually built a 3D model and everything, and they were going to do that. And eventually the plans got cut as they got access to other IPs. But they might return to it at some point. The ugliest ship is the Oberth class. Fenders missed the point where we said it's the ugliest Enterprise ever made. But honestly, I'd rather have the Oberth class than the Enterprise J. Absolutely. Absolutely. 2 Armada heroics in a row, burning down directives. They're getting ready to launch something with Armadas. Maybe, but either way, it's a daggum good heroic SMS. And I don't care if they released another amazing SMS tomorrow. This one is particularly good. What was the Enterprise J? The Enterprise J was a future glimpse from Star Trek Enterprise. And it was part of the whole Cold War, temporal Cold War. I hated that daggum train. I hated that storyline, all that mess. And it's an ugly ship. And you only see it on a screen because Star Trek Enterprise did not have the actual budget to build it. So you're just seeing a computer rendering of it. And you're on the ship in Star Trek Enterprise, but you're just in like a random corridor with a porthole. And yeah, it's a whole thing. If you want to see the Enterprise J, Star Trek Online has it. And let me actually just pull that up. Enterprise J, because I know some people have probably never seen it. So I'm gonna put it up on the screen and y'all can kind of see it for yourself. I hate the daggum thing. I think it's disgustingly ugly, but I have my own biases. Y'all can determine for yourself. This is the Enterprise J. That's the Enterprise J. So it is canon. It's from Star Trek Enterprise. Here's the Enterprise J. This is the Odyssey class, which if you watch the new Picard, this was the Enterprise F. Right? Enterprise F. Yeah. So it's a massive freaking skinny whale tail looking. I mean, it's hideous. It's absolutely gross. I hate this thing. It's just ugliest Star Trek, Starfleet ship design of all time. It's just, I hate this daggum thing. And look, this is like actual size comparison. Like they just made this thing ridiculous. Look at this. Just redonk. Anyway, Rev's done complaining. There it is. Yeah, it's a very ugly ship. It's a very ugly ship. Yeah, in the future, ships will be flat. In the future, ships are all pancakes the size of planets. Oh, boy. Like, I'll also say this. Like, how would you put that in game, like, appropriately? Because here's the pylum. Y'all saw the scale of that. That ship would be like 6-7 times bigger than the pylum if you want to keep it to scale. Ugh. Yeah, imagine trying to fit that in the hangar of your starbase. Imagine trying to fit that in the hangar of your starbase here in Star Trek Fleet Command. Imagine. They took the Think Geek Enterprise pizza cutter and turned it into a ship, basically. And look, I think that Enterprise gets some unnecessary hate, but that was a horrible abomination that Enterprise showed. I'd never forgive them for that. I don't forgive them for that. But Enterprise has some really good moments in it, and I love season 4 of Enterprise. When a scale ever mattered in the game? Right now, Adam. Right now. It matters to me. Right now. Howdy. Yeah. I still think the Oberth is uglier. I mean, I guess. Here's why I don't mind the Oberth class. For those who don't remember the Oberth class, because maybe you're not as hardcore of a Trek fan as me. Here's the Oberth. Where's the button? Here's the button. Oh, I forgot to turn the screen recording off before, so you saw it all. Anyway, here's the Oberth. I don't think it's that hideous. Why? This is a kit bash. Kit bashing is what they used to do in Star Trek for, like, the Nebula is a kit bash. This is a kit bash of the Enterprise D, right? I don't really have a problem with a lot of kit bashes because they're very true to Star Trek. This was a kit bash using a lot of Excelsior parts. I didn't really have a big issue with the Oberth because of what it was. I mean, it fits the style. I guess it's not a pretty ship, but it ain't nowhere near as ugly as the J. You know, I like kit bashing because kit bashing is a very, like, Star Trek concept from, you know, the infancy of Star Trek, where they couldn't afford all these CGI models, so they actually had to make ships. So they would make ships out of parts left over of the other stuff. It's like when they wanted a new Star Trek ship in the Next Generation for the Federation, but they just used pieces and molds of the Enterprise D to make a new ship. I guess I like the TV history aspect of that, so I don't mind the Oberth because it's a kit bash. The Enterprise J was just like this, how can we make the ugliest, biggest ship possible? Maybe that's just how I view Star Trek ships. Is there a possibility that there could be a support ship that repairs other ships? Yes, and we've been asking for that for quite a while since support ships started coming out, and Scopely has been receptive to the idea. That doesn't guarantee it's going to happen, but they have been receptive to the idea of that style of ship. We'll see, but I have no idea of it being made anytime soon, but we've pushed it before, and they said, yeah, that's actually a good idea. We'd have to see if the tech or whatever let us do that. Yeah. All right. Full recall. Here we go. All right, y'all. Look, it's been a fantastic hour and a half. I do need to wrap up. Remember, if you haven't already, follow me tonight. We're going to be making some announcements about some Star Trek content. Follow me on Twitch if you haven't already. 7 p.m. Central Standard Time. I'll be live 5 hours from now. Okay? Y'all go follow over there. Hit the like button on your way out. And if you want to support the channel, you can do so by going and filling out the survey for this past month. I appreciate all of y'all. Live long and plunder. Stay safe for the Space Cowboys. Deuces, that's me. Come hang out with me tonight. And if you want to be my best friend, bring in some new people that we can teach the game, especially if you're on one of the newer servers. Catch you on the next one. I'm outie.
An even better outro than the intro. For the Empire and glory to your house.